Hey, it's Rich Durrani. We are here at the IoT Expo Tech Super Show 2025 in sunny Fort Lauderdale, Florida. One of the co-located events this year is the IoT Evolution Expo. It's actually been part of this show going back to 2013, I believe, when it was called M2M Evolution Expo. And part of this event this year is Radix IoT, and Michael Skurla is a representative of the company. Michael, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me. It's bigger than ever this year, it seems.
Thank you. Yeah, the team has done a great job. We're very fortunate that the industry is gelling and momentum grows, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it seems like every year it gets bigger and bigger. Not just the show, but the interest in the different activities going on here.
Yes, exactly. And it's not just that. The technology, the underlying technology, I think, it's getting adopted more. It's showing a good ROI, and I think ultimately businesses are smart. If they see a return, they want to invest.
Yeah, absolutely. And the technology is moving so quickly. That's one of the bigger things going on here, that people need a place to come. And it's not just about the show. It's more about the conference as well, where they're getting the education on some of this as it's coming out, particularly on the newer technologies, because there's a lot of new players jumping in as well.
Yes, and I'm finding fascinating the overlap of the technologies, because at this show there are events that are co-located on the future of work, the future of the customer experience, smart city, AI, generative AI expo, and in a lot of these, it's just a lot of these different areas, there's just the monitoring of the data, analyzing the data and using the data to make better decisions. And that seems to be one of the trends I'm seeing across all of these events.
Yeah, well, that's the key. We talked about reporting, and there was lots of data in systems for years, decades. We've had data, and it's been raw data. Then we turned it into reports, and then we started talking more and more about analytics and the tooling in analytics. Now we've really reached that step where we move into AI. And there's a lot coming out of that, not just training the AI models to do things within the respective industries that we play, but then also using that information for collectively. That's why I like the idea of the Tech Super Show, because all of these different technologies are playing into the data that's needed to make outcome-based analytics really a possibility. Not just impacting things like efficiency, because I deal a lot in buildings, but moving beyond that and saying now we're using data to actually impact the business itself, the OT side of the equation.
Exactly, and one of the interesting things we've learned in the generative AI space is that the differentiator is going to be data. And I think that for many years, IoT has been a source of data with few people taking advantage of all of the output of their sensors and trackers and other devices. Once we start to see adoption or understanding that AI can be fueled by this data to make models that are unique to organizations that help them do things better. Like we know about digital twins, but it's almost like a digital twin 2.0, where not only can you have a digital twin of whatever that you need, but the AI can help suggest different things that you should be doing and changing and tweaking and monitoring. Concepts that we didn't even have any of this like just 3-4 years ago, but now with Gen AI we do, and it's become more mature, and these companies that are coming to shows like this to learn about IoT are going to have this unlimited amount of data that they now can do amazing things with.
Yeah, it's really what your imagination can reach with that data. The hardest part up to now has been getting all that data into one location, because obviously AI requires data. It requires the foundation of all of this, and up till now, all of these different systems have sort of had silos. None of it's been pulled together, and that was the realization. AI and the idea of building unique analytics for just about every circumstance has been around for a while. Not AI, but the theory of using analytics to better the business. The problem was the data sets and the technologies to pull all of this into a consolidated format that could be used by AI was missing. Or it was very custom and expensive to implement. And I think those walls are now getting broken down, where all of a sudden you're getting this, it's not a data swamp anymore, it's a data lake, a real data lake, that lots of different analytics tools and lots of different AI engines can be used for different purposes of a business. Not just one, not just saying, no, we're just going to use this for sustainability purposes. We're just going to use this information for accounting purposes. No, it's now the same data set can be used for lots of different purposes. And that's really the power of it at a human level, not just a technology level.
I like the analogy, and we happen to be in Florida that used to be called swampland, this whole state, and right, just like they developed Florida with buildings to be a home for our parents and grandparents, and eventually us, we are now building on top of the data swamps to turn into beautiful data lakes at Lake Buena Vista or whatever you want to call it, and
there's no crocodiles that are going to come out and bite you, but
there are always crocodiles. Those are the hackers.
Yeah.
So we need to build secure systems.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's a great analogy because we've had so many talks about data, but that structured data, and that's where that lake concept comes from. Instead of the swamp, we kept storing things. We kept putting things, archives and different data sets, but none of it could be used. Now we're using it for something.
And what's the famous home community from Seinfeld? Is it Boca Vista, Boca Vista?
Del Boca Vista.
Del Boca Vista. That's it. That's right.
Del Boca Vista.
If you're moving there, I'm sorry, I'm not moving there.
Oh, I love that. So, but we've been real happy to come. I think I've been coming for 10 years now, and it's great to just see how things grow and new participants and so many people this year. And we're just getting started today.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.